Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate your holding this hearing and all of your work for music and fairness in this area, and all the witnesses who have testified here today. The American Music Fairness Act would restore balance to the music industry, ensure artists are properly compensated for their labor, and I'm proud to co-sponsor it. I'm a friend of Mr. Legette's. I look forward to him coming to Memphis and touring the rural studios, getting an appreciation of some of the grit and grind that goes into those records. It's not an easy thing, and a lot of the people that perform there didn't make a lot of money when they were recording. I mean, they got older. A lot of the older performers had to go back on tour, and that wasn't easy for them either. Boo, it's great to have you here. I'm proud to have a Memphian with me and my friend Boo Mitchell. Boo, you're on my hall here in Congress. There's a picture of you and me and Thomas Boggs and Amy LaVere from Memphis Magazine. So you're on the wall out there, along with BB and Albert and Isaac. So we've got our Memphis music collection out front. You and your father, William Mitchell, did so much for music, for artists in the industry. High Records and World Studios. If it weren't for y'all, we wouldn't have love and happiness. And the world goes around with love and happiness. And President Obama wouldn't have been able to sing Let's Stay Together. You need to get him in the studio to do a cover of Let's Stay Together. I think y'all would have a big hit, and I think Curtis would play it, and it would all be wonderful. Your family spent generations in music and contributed to a host of acclaimed projects in different capacities. Could you talk about the role of producers and engineers in the creative process?
The gentleman will suspend. Someone is not muted. We're hearing music, but someone is not music. So please mute. Mr. Cohen, go ahead.
I don't know how that happened. Al Green just appears magically. Boo, would you tell us about what producers and engineers contribute to the process?
Yes, it's a very tedious process. Producers have to have the vision, and producers, a part of that vision is choosing the musicians to play the song. In my father's instance, he chose the high rhythm section, Charles Hodges, Leroy Hodges, Archie Turner, Howard Grimes, Al Jackson Jr. Howard is the drummer on Love and Happiness and half of Al Green's hit records. And he lays in a hospital bed here in Memphis, Tennessee, still living in the same zip code because he simply can't afford to tour. He can't afford to perform music, but his music is being performed all over the country via FM and AM radio.
Well, not so much AM. AM's kind of gone the way of talk radio. DA and LOK, but they don't do a whole lot of music these days. The public performance licenses and sound recordings are already used for internet and satellite performances to terrestrial broadcasts would help to fairly compensate all artists involved in musical work. What would that additional revenue stream mean for you and other artists at World Studios?
That additional revenue stream would mean the world to me and all of the backing artists. This isn't just about, the featured performing artists. It's about the people the backbone of the people that make the music, the session musicians that you've never heard of. Like, I don't get promotion when they play Uptown Funk. They don't mention Boo Mitchell. So it's it's not just about the featured artists. It's about the blue collar people that go into making these great records. And if I was a British citizen, I would be compensated. If I was Canadian, I would be compensated. But since I'm American, I'm not compensated, and that's just not right to me.
Let me ask this question. Mr. Pomeroy may have anticipated the question. He has his hand up. I don't know. But whoever can answer it. How did it come to be that songwriters got paid when their songs were on radio and performers didn't? I mean, songwriters, they're tremendous, Harold Arlen and all that. But without Sinatra or Elvis or, it wouldn't be the same thing. Why was it that songwriters got it and performers didn't?
I mean, without going into all of the historical details, I think essentially the artists, musicians, and singers did not have the leverage to insert themselves in that equation. So they got left out and they were never put back in. Everywhere else around the world, we get paid, except for the United States, where the music comes from. And so, you know, these royalties will have a huge effect on our ability to continue to be the leader in the world's music, as opposed to having a whole bunch of part-time musicians who have to work down at the car wash in order to make a record like Car Wash.